Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of TSW5. Today, I thought we would cover the TSW 5 core route, which I've never made a video on yet. I've made a couple of videos on West Coast Mainline South. I made one video on the Kinzigtalbahn, but I've never made a video on this route, which is the San Bernardino line, LA Union to San Bernardino downtown. We're at Pomona North. And we are heading up to San Bernardino downtown in this MetroLink MP36PH. Now, I should preface, I don't have the MetroLink F59PHI, which is also an add-on for this route and for the Antelope Valley line. So, yeah, so some rolling stock might not show up. Okay, that appears to be doing something weird. Okay, so yeah, let's hop in. One thing I do have to say about this has very good sounds. Unlock the doors, cut the brakes in, automatic brake to release, independent brake to full. Let's open the window. There we go. Headlights to full. All these three switches should be on. Engine run. Yeah, okay. Gauge lights on. And we go to this back panel here. I know we're supposed to leave very shortly, but front number lights, step and platform lights, and then where's the TMS fuse? Somewhere in here. The generator fuse. Come on. TMS, there we go. So that's like the alerter, etc. Let's lock the doors. Get the bell on. Release the independent. Wait for the doors to close. Give it notch 4. Let it run up since we're on a hill start. Sound the horn, and we're off. Find a notch 5 start is actually pretty good on this. Ironically, the San Bernardino line didn't have any rolling stock that was new to TSW at the time. New to TSW at the time, that's what I was trying to say, because the MP36PH is recycled, albeit with some new sounds and textures and redone to fit the MetroLink version, and the EMD F125 is off of the Antelope Valley line, which was the TSW4 core route. Then alright, we could go full throttle. Next stop, Claremont in 1.5 miles. So our stops for today are Claremont, Montclair, Upland, Rancho Cucamonga, Fontana MetroLink, Rialto, San Bernardino, and San Bernardino downtown. This is actually SB306 Part 2, because if I had done both parts, it would have literally taken it literally takes 2 hours to do a full run of this route, which is a bit excessive. Because this is America, we have to sound the horn for every level crossing. Does this thing have a horn sequencer? Not one that I can press with the N key. I don't think this thing has a horn sequencer. Those American rail fans in the comments, please let me know if this thing actually has a horn sequencer, because that'd be... Oh, it does have a horn sequencer. So, but yeah, it's not one that can be pressed with the N key, which is annoying. The horn sequencer is perfect for sounding the horn for rail crossings. Alright, 60 miles an hour. Let's actually get some independent brake going. Automatic brakes to initial. Yeah. I think the San Bernardino line was a somewhat somewhat decent route concept, just spoiled by the fact that the previous 2 core routes for TSW were also in Southern California, and the previous one had also been a MetroLink, so... Whoa. That was quite a stutter, I must say. I have not driven the MP36PH ever since the original Peninsula Corridor MP36PH was taken off of sale. Oh, I forgot to sound the bell when coming into the platform. One good thing about this is that the brakes release really quickly, which I do like. Decent stop, I'll take it. Alright, and this is what, Claremont? Yeah, Claremont. I think some of the things I like about the San Bernardino line are, it has decent scenery, like the stations are very decent and they capture the aesthetic of a MetroLink station really well, but there's a couple of things about the San Bernardino line that I don't really like. Number one, they're both to do with real life, I should say. Number one, it takes about 2 hours to complete a full run, which is absolutely insane. Like, who would sit down and drive a virtual train for 2 hours? I mean, I think I've only done it like once or twice on the channel. I think the last time I did it was doing the Cargo Line Volume 4 service over the Preston to Carlisle line. And then also, it's just boring and there's a lack of a timetable. Like, there's not too many services, even if you count in the MetroLink F59PHI and the Cajon Pass BNSF layers. Oh, I forgot to do the hill start. My bad. We're rolling backward. Next stop, Montclair in 1.2 miles. At least the stopping distance is between stations is actually pretty decently short, and it's not like a long gap between stations like on the Antelope Valley line after Via Princesa. No, Vista Canyon on the Antelope Valley line. It takes ages to complete a full run of the... It takes ages to get to the next station. It's like 20 miles between the stops. Yeah, at least the MP36PH is pretty powerful. It has decently powerful brakes, and it also has and also the brakes release pretty decently quickly, which is very nice. But other than that, it's just yet another American passenger diesel locomotive. These things get pretty samey. We really need an Amtrak diesel in TSW. Wait a minute, I need to go to photo mode real quick, because did Dovetail fix the issue where cars were floating? Hang on. It's hard to tell. Focal point to 100%. Depth of field. Don't think so. It's hard to tell though, because that was one of the big issues when this route originally released. Oh, do I have a dynamic brake? I did not realize I had a dynamic brake. There we go. Oh, I thought that was a level crossing. My bad. Green signal. Lovely jubbly. Brakes releasing. Oh, that is very early. Another thing about the throttle is that it has the same issue the Peninsula Corridor the Peninsula Corridor MP36 throttle had, and that is, it is way too sensitive on a keyboard, which is very annoying because you'd have thought they'd have patched that at least for this version. And yeah, hopefully they patch it when Peninsula Corridor gets the unbranded release that we'll get with TSW5, which it's supposed to get, but so far no images yet. Full stop. I forgot to do the bell again. You can tell I haven't driven American passenger locomotives in a while. Well, if I drive an American passenger, it's the HSP46 on Boston Sprinter. That's my favorite. Probably one of my favorite runs to do. Boston to Providence with the HSP46 leading is probably one of my favorite ones to do. I actually really like this station. Like, you could, like, look at this little roundabout here. That's actually really cool looking. Fair play. Like, there are some things about the San Bernardino line which I really don't like, and there are some things which I do like, and that's one of the things I do like. Alright, let's shut the doors. Ideally, you want to shut the doors with 30 seconds to go so you can get the opportunity off for a hill start, because if you're heading from LA Union towards San Bernardino, then you have to basically do a hill start at every single station. It drives... Alright. There we go. Release the independent brake. There we go. Successful hill start, and I forgot to do the bell. Very annoying when I forget to do the bell. Next stop, Upland in 2.8 miles. I must admit that is a very imaginative name. At least the San Bernardino line is a lot more interesting than the Antelope Valley line. It's got a more rapid stopping pattern, and the scenery is a bit more interesting, if not the most interesting in the world. And if you have the San Bernardino line, then the MP36PH from here layers onto Antelope Valley, and the Bombardier bi-levels, which are these ones, layer onto Antelope Valley as well. Oh, I love blowing my horn for every level crossing, railway crossing, since we're in the States. I actually have an announcement to make about the States, but I'm not going to say what it is, and I'm saving that for Saturday's live stream, which will be on September 6th. If you're watching this in the far future, then you've probably already missed it, but the replay will probably be available in the archives. But, yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can get up to line speed, because I don't think we've been able to get up to 79 miles an hour yet, and you're probably wondering, if you're not from America, then you're probably wondering, why 79 miles an hour? Why didn't they just set it to 80 and be done with it? Well, because U.S. federal law actually dictates that you have to have in-cab signaling systems installed on your train if you're going above 80 or above miles an hour. And as the train companies don't want to do that, since in-cab signaling systems are quite expensive, and yeah, so they just set the track speed limit to 79 miles an hour and be done with it. Since we're a mile out, I'll just... What? Can't sound my horn. Hang on. Okay, there we go. For some reason, I couldn't sound my horn, and that was understandably upsetting me. Set the brakes on 30%. here we go. Coming into Upland, and it looks like we are on time, baby. Man, this route actually looks really good. In some cases, the scenery could be better. Like, the trackside foliage could definitely be better. Whoops. That is an overrun. But hey, not anything we can't handle. Alright. Welcome to Upland. Just a little trackside station. And we've got the appropriate MetroLink signage, so this did debut with Antelope Valley, I think. And the appropriate signage. Like, say what you will about San Bernardino, like, it is pretty accurate to the real thing, to the real deal, and I do like that. Oh my goodness, I forgot about this. The Rotem cab car. Oh, that thing is ugly. Why does it look like these headlight clusters look like they're off of a cheap muscle car? Ugh. Man, that thing is ugly. Yeah. Any floating vehicular devices? Wait a minute. Are you floating? Yeah, you're floating. You're 100% floating. Oh dear. Oh, I just shut the doors a bit early. Never mind. I did not mean to do that. Sorry. Distant mountains look decent. Not the best, but decent. Another difference the MP36PH from MetroLink has is this back gangway that's not fitted to the Caltrain version, or was fitted to the Caltrain version, since in the modern day Caltrain have all but retired theirs. In favor of those Stadler-built electric multiple units. Oh my goodness. Cheeky little Chrysler 300. Ugh, those things are ugly. Can't believe I'm going to be seeing those pretty soon. Hint, hint, hint. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Alright, let's get the independent brake off and let's give her notch 5. I didn't need to do a hill start, but there we go. Next stop, Rancho Cucamonga, I think that's how you say it, in 5 miles. So I've got Rancho Cucamonga, Fontana MetroLink, Rialto, San Bernardino, and San Bernardino downtown. Left to go, yeah. As you get further away from LA, the stations definitely start to become further and further apart. Beans. I forgot to do my bell when leaving. Again. Goodness gracious. And the way these carriages are like mixed with like one Hyundai Rotem, one Bombardier bi-level, and like they're all mixed up. That is appropriate for MetroLink. It was really disconcerting on the Antelope Valley line because it was just Hyundai Rotem coaches and it looked totally unrealistic. So, okay, we might actually have to let off the throttle in a minute. Wow, that was a heck of a stutter. This is the first time I'm loading the route. This is actually the first time I've ever looked at the scenery. Like, I've never bothered to watch. Oh, for goodness sake, why does my horn keep cutting out after it stutters? That's annoying. Shut it down. Since we're on a 0.9% downward grade. Whoa, whoa. And my horn cut out again. Goodness gracious. Why? After a big stutter, my horn button always cuts out, which is annoying in the extreme because I then have to pause the game in order to fix the issue. Let's make sure the independent brake can deal with our little bit of overspeed. Okay, there we go. Goodness gracious, why is it stuttering so much? This is the first time I've loaded the route, which is probably why it's stuttering quite a bit, but hey. But why is it stuttering? Like, this is more stutters than I normally get. Wow. That was actually a big suspension bounce coming around that turn. Let's release the independent brake. 45 limit. Right here? Oh, crap. Sorry. Full service. Full independent brake. I'm not going to be able to... Brake. Oh, we're going onto this track here. We should see like BNSF freight stock lying around because I do have Cajon Pass. Goodness gracious, there's so many stutters. What the heck? 1.5 miles to Rancho Cucamonga. I'm sure it's probably from some Spanish name that I'm badly mispronouncing. Are these cars floating? No. Alright, beads. I wonder if I'll see any other MetroLink trains today, because the San Bernardino line is honestly notably quiet. My goodness, we are heading dead east. Oh, there is quite a bit of freight stock in the Rancho area. But I did not see any other MetroLink stock anywhere nearby. And we do have a 45 limit leaving Rancho. I'll just shorten it to Rancho because it's quite a long name to say. I'll just start gradually slowing down with the oldie independent brake, because that's quite handy to have, I'll be honest. Having brakes that release quickly is honestly quite a boon, because... Oh, there's some tankers off to the left, BNSF tankers off to the left. Nice. Honestly, one reason I don't drive the BR628 diesel multiple unit by Trains in Germany as much is because... well, it's got brakes that release incredibly slowly, which is very, very annoying. Just keep the bell going. Yeah, we're basically heading straight east at the moment. Yeah, there's a bunch of little freight sightings in this area. Which does add to the variation, I suppose. I do like the sounds. These sounds are very decently done, I must say. Crabbed on the brakes. Nailed that stop, baby. Fell off. Release the automatic brake. I actually don't... I can keep the independent brake on like 20%. We're on a level grade. Welcome to Rancho Cucamonga, I think it is. This is a decently done station, I must say. I do like the architecture. Some sort of road here. This bridge pillar goes into this lane here, if you notice. What? Why? wacky asset placing. Another Dovetail classic. Ooh, hello. Some BNSF hoppers. Don't see those too often on the channel. My goodness. I hear an engine running. It's probably that warehouse, honestly. Notch 5. Let's get out of here. Go via CP Beach in 5.3 miles. Next stop is Fontana MetroLink. And okay, 14 minutes. Okay. Yeah, and we do have a 45 limit coming out of Rancho. See what I meant about the throttle being too sensitive to keyboard inputs? I think there are a few surfaces, if you have Cajon Pass, where you're doing like freight switching in this area, which is probably quite fun, but hey, not really one who's into American freight, I'm afraid. I might make an exception for the Santa Fe gameplay pack by High Iron Simulations, but unfortunately, that's, yeah, I don't know whether to trust High Iron because of their checkered Train Sim Classic reputation. I do like the C40 in the old red war bonnet Santa Fe livery, though. Goodness, stutters galore, but I suppose that's because I'm loading the route for the first time, so hey, just gotta deal with it, I suppose. .45 limit in about a mile. Okay, I can deal with that. Let's see, is there... We've got some manual switches off of a main line. I would have not expected that. We're heading straight through Speedway, which I think is a station we only stop at on, what is it? On weekends or in a scenario or something. I'm actually curious. I'll need to check the weekend timetable to make sure that they actually only get trains on weekends. But yeah, there's basically like a huge NASCAR racetrack on one near here. That is the reason that there's a big station right there. Alright, here we go. Yeah, it definitely begins to open out a bit now. Definitely start leaving some of the urban areas behind us. Alright. Heading onto the track past Speedway. Where is the Speedway? Is it off to the right or to the left? I cannot remember. Oh my goodness, those exhaust fumes are tanking my FPS. To find that NASCAR racetrack. Okay, it's off to the right here. It's basically this giant thing over... It's basically this giant facility over here. It doesn't really look, honestly, like a NASCAR racetrack. I think it was meant to be viewed as distant scenery and not as... Yeah. So yeah, this whole, like, temporary platform area is for, basically for like excursion trains, especially for the NASCAR track. Yeah, it's basically completely uninhabited normally. There's some freights, BNSF stock over to the left. Oh, hello. We do have a blockage ahead. The San Bernardino to LA Union. Uh-oh. It's SB321. I think I'll honestly take the power back and start braking because we will have a stop coming up for a red signal. So, got some BNSF stock over there. We've got an ES44C4 and an SD40. And then we've got another ES44C4, another one behind that, and another one behind that, and another one behind that, and another one, and another one. Oh my goodness. And another one, and another one. No SD70s, even though I do have the BNSF SD70 pack. It's all ES44C4s, interestingly enough. We've got a big yard here. Oh, okay, we're actually clear onto the next section of track, so I'll just give her a full welly. 1 mile to CP Beach. There's some hoppers and some, what are those? Boxcars? Yeah, boxcars. Oh, we do still have a red signal. Never mind. We do have another MetroLink coming past, so we'll give him a friendly honk. Photo mode. Yes, okay. Yeah, let's do some. Oh yeah, I'm right next to the BNSF stock too. Yeah, like that's a good shot right there. Let's do some depth of field stuff just to reduce it a tad. Never mind. Do I have to change the focal point before doing that? Yeah. I'll just do enough to blur the palm trees in the background. There we go. That's a decent shot. Shut the bell off. Yeah. If you have all the layers from Antelope Valley... Oh my goodness! Did you see that? The anti-aliasing was absolutely wonking out. Contact signaler. Oh, it's because of it's a stupid go via, so the next signal after or before the go via is a red, so I'm probably good. This is probably going to make me late, but I do not want to run that red signal. So let's get down to 30 miles an hour. That seems decent. Give a notch 2 just to try and maintain some speed. You're in the middle of a level crossing, lad. Did you see that? That red sports car spawned right in the middle of a railway crossing. Well, loony. Shut the bell off. Yeah, this red signal is right after this go via, so I do not want to take any chances and run a red signal. Easy does it. I just want to get down to 15 miles an hour. That seems like a decent speed. Fontana MetroLink's not too far away, but I'm never going to make it if I run this red signal here. Wow, that's actually a long freight branch right there. That's at least like a mile long. Actually, I'll get down to 10 miles an hour. There we go. Alright, please. Alright. Please change. There we go. Alright, signal is changed. 6 minutes to do the 1.5 miles to Fontana MetroLink. We do have a speed limit of 45 due to the track coming back onto the main line. There's actually a high-speed line currently being built between Las Vegas and San Bernardino that was just approved like last year, I think, so there's speculation about what's going to happen between the line between LA Union and San Bernardino. Will the high-speed trains used the Brightline trains. Yeah, it's Brightline. The same guys who did the Florida one. Are they going to share the track with the MetroLink stock, or is the line going to be upgraded? We just don't know. Certainly will be interesting to find out, and this route will become a time capsule. Basically, before the high-speed stuff came, what was the San Bernardino line like? 1.2 miles to go. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the Ebola system. I think it's called Ebola. So it's something where it's I can't remember. No, Ebola's German. What am I thinking? That this is basically like a map for the driver, but I don't think that's ever been simulated in a TSW add-on. I can't even remember what it's called, to be fair. 0.8 miles to go. We're going to arrive so early. Look at that. That is so good. Wonder why there's so much space between the fences on the side of the track. Like, there's so much room this railway takes up, despite not being you know, like a major railway line. Just a single track. This is I might actually drive on this line more often, because it's actually pretty nice to drive. Not too harsh gradients, like, if you know what I mean. Floating cars. They still haven't fixed that issue. Why? Fontana. When I see Fontana, I always think of DC Fontana, who wrote a lot of the episodes of Star Trek, the original series, back in the 60s. Sorry, I'm too much of a diehard Trekkie. I put it into suppression by mistake. Goodness gracious, that was a lot of stutters. Oh wow, we're here for the next 3.5 minutes. That actually gives me an idea. Hang on. TMS control off. Because that basically acts as a part vigilant system. We'll leap out and get some collectibles done. Mate, you're not supposed to be over the yellow line, lad. See if there are any collectibles that I can get. Yeah. Oh, hello. Is that a collectible? Aha! Yes. Okay. Yeah. These buses here, I know they're pretty, like... Yeah. Those buses look decent, I suppose. Yeah, still... If we could fix all... yeah, those sign... I wish there was a mod for TSW that could unlock all the collectibles for routes. Aww. Hi. That's cute. Didn't know that was a thing. What those were. Any more collectibles I can get? Still got over 2.5 minutes, so... Got some old-fashioned public paid-for telephones. I didn't know if even knew those still existed in the United States. We've got some ticket machines. You chaps will have to hurry up if you want to get on the train. Ah, a MetroLink route map. Lovely. What's this service to? Oh, I can't remember. It just says on foot. Oh wow, it's a little like viewing spot. Is that for train spotting? I don't know. But hey, there needs more signs to be fixed. Oh yeah, hello. There we go. And it even has it in Spanish, which is a nice little touch. Speaking of Spanish, we're actually going to be, well, near Spain anyway, we're actually going to be getting a Portuguese route in TSW thanks to a development group named Virtua Via 360. Now, I don't want to give up control, you crazy? SB306 LA Union to San Bernardino is our service. Yeah. Nice coaches. Any more collectibles I could get? Nah. I think this place is pretty devoid of collectibles. Do like those authentic signs. Like, this route feels very true to life, even if the scenery is a bit bare bones. Shut that. Let's put the independent brake to like 50%. What's our next stop after this? Rialto. Okay. Let's shut the doors with... yeah, now. Excuse me. If you don't want to over-rev, top tip, do a launch in notch 5. There we go. Release the independent brake, and we're off. Those level crossing barriers haven't got down. Oh no. Collision. For crying out loud. I hate that when that happens. But to be fair, it's not just a dovetail issue. I can't remember the station just before Morecambe on the Morecambe branch of the Preston to Carlisle line, but that actually near the start of that add-on's existence, that level crossing actually had the same issue. Like, cars would just phase through the train and the barriers would never go down, but thankfully Just Trains did manage to fix that, which is always good. But yeah, it looks as though Dovetail never managed to fix that. Goodness gracious, so many stutters, man. 3 miles to Rialto, and the next stop after that is San Bernardino. I am expecting quite a few less frames around San Bernardino because there is going to be quite a lot of freight stock around the yard there. Because, like, it's a big BNSF freight yard for going over Cajon Pass, so... wow. That is a lot of stutters. Holy. We have 1.5 minutes to do 2.5 miles. This route seems very weirdly timetabled. Some gaps are too big while others are too small. Between stations, I mean. Shut it down. Since we are in a bit of a downward slope, I expect the train to maintain some speed. Actually, no, never mind. It's not maintaining speed at all. Goodness gracious, that was another hefty stutter. Yeah, this route is very poorly optimized, I gotta say. Oh, and now it's not letting me shut the bell down. There we go. Probably should drop it a quick save just in case. There we go. One and a half miles to go, and I'm supposed to do that in 45 seconds. You gotta be kidding me. Goodness gracious, this route is so poorly optimized. I see now why I haven't driven it before. Oh, there's a little freight siding there. Wonder where that goes to. Oh, it's just a little one. It's all manual points. That's insane. Oh my goodness, the barriers were just going down just as I passed it. $900 yards to go. Oh, there's some sort of freight loading apparatus thing over there. Odd. 200 yards to go, and we seem to have slowed down in time thanks to maximum application of full brakes. Rialto, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I'm going to miss a stop. Sorry. Sorry. Oh my goodness, 30-yard miss. That's insane. Oh, wrong button. That's the button. Okay, this bit level crossing actually appears to be working. So how much farther to San Bernardino? Actually, not too far. Maybe just a couple of miles. Oh, we actually come in from the west. Okay, I never knew that. Then we go over the freight yard and then in. Into the San Bernardino depot. And then we go along here down to San Bernardino downtown. And then sub-services continue on to... I can't remember where it is. Oceanside? Can't remember. Subsurfaces do continue on beyond it, but not that many, I'll be honest. Notch 5. Next stop, San Bernardino Depot. Or just San Bernardino. Track 2 in 3.5 miles. Ooh, hello. I didn't see you before. It's a Ford Crown Victoria Copper. Nice, highway patrol. I do like those old Crown Victorias. They're one of those cars where they're absolute buckets of, you know, brown stuff in real life. But they're pretty cool. But because they've been used so often in films, they've achieved like a cult, like a cult of personality sort of thing. Like, you know, like dictatorships have. Like, dictators build a cult of personality around themselves. The Ford Crown Victoria built a cult of personality around it from being in a lot of Hollywood police films. Which is, yeah. We're actually going to get a Ford Crown Victoria in American Truck Simulator once the Ford Car Pack comes out for that sim, so... I'll probably review... Wait a minute. Oh, do you see that? The level crossing asset is misplaced compared to the road asset. And that's completely visible from the track. Oh my goodness, that looks awful. Like, this sidewalk, you can't even connect the two. And there's a level crossing right here. Dovetail living up to its doesn't test games reputation. Now that asset's properly done, unlike the previous one. How many? Alright, we've got 3 minutes to do 2.7 miles. That's a yellow. Shut down. Since we're on a downward grade. And we will have to go over this overpass thing over San Bernardino. Prepare for a lot of stutters as all of the stock around the San Bernardino BNSF yard loads in. Oh, I forgot to do my horn for that. Sorry. Start slowing down. I do like how quickly the brakes release. That is a very nice feature. "45 miles an hour now." And for basically all the scenery from here to San Bernardino downtown is like partially reused from the Cajon Pass route, just updated with MetroLink branding and stuff. Yellow signal. Okay, I can deal with that. Come on, slow down. Alright, here we go. Here's where the rolling stock really starts loading in hard, so yeah. Yeah, like, look at all that stock there. There's also a route hop marker if you want to go over to Cajon Pass. Yeah, we're going straight across. Not messing about. Whee! This is actually fun. Going above everything else. Oh my goodness, there's no barriers. Ah! This is actually quite terrifying. Now we're getting into the part I'm reasonably familiar with from Cajon Pass. Whee! It's actually quite fun. Oh my goodness, that's a 3% downward grade. Full independent brake. And even that might not be enough. 900 yards to go, and that's a 25 limit, so I'll get the brakes going. Automatic brakes, I mean. There's some Maxis Stacks container hoppers over there. I do like me the Maxis Stacks, those are pretty cool. I've never... Fun fact, despite the fact that Cajon Pass is the first American route I ever got for this game, I have never used, never gone over the full Cajon Pass, ever. And I honestly doubt many people who bought Cajon Pass have ever gone over the full thing. Here's San Bernardino. Let's keep the bell running. Just slight horn. Yeah, this station here is definitely a lot more detailed than it was in the than it was from Cajon Pass, which is nice, I suppose. It was just a quite a bit more bland. Alright, welcome to San Bernardino, everybody. Look at all that freight stock over there. This is actually quite well optimized than I was expecting. Oh, there's an SD40 chugging along with the headlights pointing the wrong way that I see. Yeah. This is an absolutely massive yard here. I think the San Bernardino yard is actually like the starting point for like one of the bigger routes over in Run 8. I think like you can in Run 8 Train Sim there's actually I think you can actually do like the entirety of the Cajon Pass, not just the San Bernardino to Barstow section like you have in TSW. Like it takes like 10 hours to complete because it's so slow. And I'm like it already takes 2 hours to do a full run of Cajon Pass. Like, why would you want to do 10 hours of pure American freight running? Like, yeah. Alright. The speed limit is 25 all the way to San Bernardino downtown, and that's our last stop of the day. Oh, I remember what some services continue on to. Some services continue on off the map that way to Redlands, but we don't get Redlands in TSW just to San Bernardino. Honestly, this route is long enough. Like, I don't mind that we do not get a branch to Redlands. So there's the line to Barstow up there over Cajon Pass. I'd probably drive this route more often if it actually had decent optimization, but it doesn't look like it does, which is sad. Yeah. 800 yards to San Bernardino downtown. Easy does it. Sneaking underneath. Oh, we're actually coming in at one of the termination platforms, which is track 3. I actually haven't had the alerter go off the entire time, despite the fact I've had it on. Interesting. Alright, keep the bell on since we're coming into San Bernardino. No, downtown, I mean. No other trains here to greet us, of course. And then the train will turn around and run using the road cab car back to LA Union. So what time does the train leave here for LA Union? 11:38. Whoa, so it's going to be here for the next, what, hour and a half? That is insane. Alright. Yeah, all we gotta do is load up the passengers, and yeah, there goes the line to, I think it's Redlands. Yeah, I think it's Redlands that way. Yeah, this is a neat station. I do like each station is unique in its own way. Like, look at these these little waiting areas here. That's pretty unique. I do like that. I've got an idea about what to do for when the doors are ready to close. Yeah. Also, this does support conductor mode, so like everything here is interactive. But yeah, I don't really use guard mode, I'm afraid, just because it's literally the buggiest feature in the game. Okay. Locking doors. And there we go. We've completed the run up to oh, we did get the points for using the safety systems. Great. Even though we never had to press it. So yeah, that'll be all for this video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. And so you don't miss the next one, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.